Hey guys, just I am making sure that you all can hear me. Okay, there's YouTube. And we shall see if we are live and you can hear me on LinkedIn. Okay, we are good. All right. So I wanted to come on here and just have a little chat. As you can see from the title, question is, can you reverse diabetes? Let's chat. Here's where that came from. I recently, probably a couple of weeks ago, I did a podcast interview. And before we get started, let me introduce myself. My name is Kimberly Ellis. I am known in these internet streets as Kim E, the Diabetes MP. And I specialize in diabetes education and management when it comes to educating the provider. And so I love sharing information with my colleagues and other healthcare providers so we can actually deliver better care for our to our patients. So anywho, going back to what I was saying, I did a podcast interview a couple of weeks ago, and with the podcast Cup of Nurses, and I will link after I finish this little chat. I'll link that interview below if you want to hear the full conversation that we had. But they asked me a question about, can you actually reverse diabetes? And they put up a clip on Instagram, and that really got me to thinking, because a lot of people were responding well to what I said. And I thought that it would be good if I came on here and we just kind of chatted a little bit about it. And you could drop down in the comments. This is a live stream, so you can chat back and forth with me. I don't think that I can see your YouTube chat if you wanted to, because I have YouTube and LinkedIn going, and I'll be able to see on both ends. So if you are catching this, or if you're catching the replay, because I'll have them up on my sites, my different social media sites, let me know what you're thinking about it as well, and if what I'm saying is making sense. Now, again, I am still a human. I don't know everything about everything. Nobody knows everything about everything. But one thing that I will say about me is that I really lean into words and what they mean, okay? And so when you hear the word diabetes reversal, it evokes, and this is what I told them on the podcast, it evokes a feeling of turning around. If you reverse, you go the opposite direction, right? And in essence, you could first think, well, that means that if you have had diabetes, but now you quote unquote don't have diabetes, then you have reversed it, correct? Well, here's the thing about chronic disease. Chronic disease is always there, okay? It's gonna always be there. Once you hit that threshold, it is there. And what I mentioned to them on the podcast, the Cup of Nurses podcast, is that the better word, if we know that our words mean things, and words have power, and they evoke ideas and feelings and things like that. Like, that's how we communicate with each other. Our words, the better word is actually remission. And here's the reason why. When you sit down and you actually think about reversing, and you tell a patient that you have reversed their diabetes, that will give the idea or the impression as if they could just live their life normal now, and for the end of time, diabetes is gone. But here's the thing, people can be put into remission, meaning that and I actually got the definition here. I'll scroll down. So remission is decrease in or disappearance of signs and symptoms. That's actually what we're doing with our patients if they're going into what we would call remission. Reversal evokes that feeling that it has gone away, where remission says that if whatever they're doing they stop doing that, the signs and the symptoms will come back. And that is actually what happens in diabetes remission. And so this whole thought about reversing diabetes, there are different things out here on the internet where there are different types of practitioners. I don't know if they're medical practitioners or not, but people who will say that I can get rid of your diabetes. Well, in essence, you can't. You know what I'm saying? There's not a magic pill. There's not a magic treatment. And even with, you know, I've heard people say, well, I've done intermittent fasting and I changed my diet and I exercise and all that stuff, and I don't have diabetes. I don't have to take medications anymore. And what I expressed on the podcast was that in and of itself is a treatment plan as well. Lifestyle modifications is a plan of care, right? And so if that person decides that they no longer want to follow that lifestyle modification, that exercise plan, they don't want to do intermittent fasting and just go back to their old habits, diabetes will now reemerge. And so that's why our better wording is remission instead of reversal, because reversal gives the idea of we're no longer going to have to deal with diabetes, when in essence, if that person stops, let's say they lose a lot of weight, then maybe they have a bypass surgery, or maybe not. Let's just say they just lose a lot of weight. They change their eating habits. They exercise a lot. If that person, in fact, gains all that weight back, they will then start to exhibit signs and symptoms of diabetes again. That blood sugar is going to go back up. Because that's just how chronic disease works. You know, you have to do the things to keep it at bay, even if those things are just diet and exercise. And so I thought this was something that was really good to talk about, because they showed this clip on Instagram, and a lot of people, it resonated with a lot of people, because you do have your patients that come in, it's like, well, I always have to deal with diabetes. Well, yes, that's how chronic disease works. And especially well, even in type, I was about to say especially in type 2, but really in type 1 as well. This is something that is a part of their life. And that's how I explain it to my patients. If you're wanting to get off medications, because that's really what they're asking, do I have to take this medicine for the rest of my life? Well, no, not necessarily, but you may. You may not have to take as much. We can get you down. It just depends. I wish I had a magic wand, and I wish I was all knowing like God, where I can tell you yay or nay, but I can't. You know, I can't see the rhyme or reason for people. I have seen plenty of people come off of medicines, and it does not have anything to do with gender, race, ethnic background. It has nothing to do with that. I've seen all types of people come off medication, but I've also seen people to do all the right things and they still have to take medication, even if it's a low dose, you know? And so, and it takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of knowledge and self-awareness for a patient to really be able to get off the medicines as well. Even some who do have it, some of them still can't. Again, we don't know those answers. And I let my patients know that. I don't know that, but we will try, we will work hard, and we will try to maximize and optimize your treatment plan. And so just to wrap it up, can diabetes be reversed? Like I mentioned, the better word is we can put it in remission, but with chronic disease is always there. At some point in time, just the sheer pathophysiology of diabetes, there's been some issues that have been going on for many, many years. There have been some dysfunctions in your body, in different systems that make it a chronic disease and not something that is acute. And that's just kind of the sheer nature of chronic disease. And so yes, we can put it in remission, but to take it away where you could just go back to live your life however you want, eat however you want, do whatever you want, drink all the sodas, all the ice cream, all the things. No, we can't do that. But we can make it where you change your lifestyle, and we can keep it at bay where there is a decrease or a disappearance of signs and symptoms. And that, my friends, is the definition of remission. So anyways, I hope that was very clear. I hope it wasn't too wordy. Y'all know I love to talk. And so anywho, If you're not already, like I said, I am streaming from YouTube and LinkedIn right now. If you're not already following me over, if you're not a subscriber over on my YouTube channel, I have a ton of videos that I have made from ever since 2019. So if you like content like this, even a little bit more long form, I have some over there as well. Follow me. I'm Kim E, the Diabetes MP over on YouTube. Please follow me here as well, and all things social, the Diabetes MP. And so anywho, I will pop back on when I get another great question like this. I keep saying this all the time, but I really want to be consistent with coming on here and just popping in and just having just these little chats, you know, and just keeping the conversation going. So if you have any insight of your own, please feel free to drop down in the comments. I just only ask that you keep it respectful. We're all professionals and we're all colleagues, and we can agree to disagree respectfully if you don't agree with what I said. So anywho, I will catch you all on the next live, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.